Good morning, friends. I feel like I'm running late this week. It's just been a crazy start of the week, so I am just now getting around to sharing the garden tour. Some things have happened, some things have gotten pulled, some things have changed, lots of things are growing. So let's talk about what's happening, shall we? First up, here's a look at my tomato bed. It's looking so pretty with these flowers, the tomatoes. This basil is huge, and what I'm thinking about doing is cutting it down so you just have a couple of the nodes left and letting it regrow completely, and then I can start kind of dehydrating some of it because, well, we are getting hot and it just keeps wanting to go to seed. So I need to start doing something with it fast. But look at some of these tomatoes. Isn't this nuts? I did come through and prune it earlier this week, last week, one of the weeks. And so some things are doing good, but then like I have this tomato right here. It goes up and now it's over here and it's going up this way. So it's just big and it's crazy. Some of the flowers are now coming in. Look at that. These zinnias, they are gorgeous. I love zinnias. I never thought I would love a flower so much. And then we do have sunflowers in the back. Some are looking better than others. We've got tomatoes, but then look at this tomato down here. Isn't that beautiful? And of course, since my notes are rubbed off, I have to look up my phone notes to see what variety this is. But I might grow this one again next year. More zinnias. Look at them opening. Aren't they just gorgeous? So here is marigolds I have planted in between. So I planted marigolds in between the like the slicers, the cherries, and the paste tomatoes. So some of them are finally growing big. I think next year when I do this, I'm gonna start a bunch from seed. So then I have some kind of ready to go to plant. And then so here's that tomato that's like going crazy. Here's a sucker. My son convinced me to leave one of them. And so it's just nuts. I might let some of these tomatoes develop a little bit and then I'm gonna clip it. But here's Cosmos kind of holding it up. Gosh, this prettiest orange red zinnia. And then a lot of other tomatoes in here. And then look at these paste tomatoes. So the San Marzano have completely outperformed the Roma. I mean, look at this. They are ginormous. They put off these big old tomatoes. Ooh, that's a leaf. Big old tomatoes here, back there. It is just fantastic. So I think I'm going to grow San Marzano over just plain Romas next year. We come over here. I planted those potatoes. Nothing's happened. So I don't think I'm going to get potatoes this year. That's okay. My strawberries have kind of taken a hit. I don't know what's going on, but poor strawberries. They're almost done for the year. These peppers just fully died. These ones are still going pretty strong. I even have a bell pepper on it. So I don't know exactly what happened to these, but they're growing pretty good. Now these peppers in my huge pepper bed, I'm preparing myself to walk through a spider web. Some are doing better than others. So you can see some are this beautiful green, and then some are like a very light green. I don't know exactly what's happening. They're still putting out fruit. So it's just, this has been like the biggest learning experience. This is my second year with the green stalk, but I feel like last year I just did not follow the directions correctly, so things just didn't go as, correctly. But I'm letting this go, and it's a learning, this is a learning experiment. Here is my squashes and stuff. For next year, I think I am going to buy the supports that go on the green stalk, so you can kind of hold things out. Hold on, Remy. But things are still growing. Here's another cucumber. And down here, I've noticed I've got a new watermelon growing. I've still got squash. Here's my other little watermelon. it's going. Oh, look, another cucumber. But I do have a couple peppers in here. They are doing good. This one's kind of getting attacked by the cucumber. Kale going nuts. Just things are looking good. Now over here you can see my sweet potatoes are starting to vine all over. That is good news. We want sweet potatoes. Down here I planted some marigolds and they're starting to do something. Okay, over here, we're gonna have to beat the sun coming over. Look at my loofahs. They are doing so good. And then this is a tromboncino squash. And then I do have a second one over there in the corner that I need to get staked up. My celery is holding on with our like 100-degree days. So here's some peppers. These squashes are starting to multiply. I guess they are getting bigger. These tomatoes that I bought at a local nursery, they are doing better. Hold on, Remy. There's the other tromboncino squash, but this tomato is not doing as good as this one. Same tomatoes. Don't know exactly what's happening. Here is my cucamelon. Look at that. Isn't that going nuts? I see blooms, but I haven't really found a fruit yet, so I'm just waiting. Now here's my beans, my corn, and I have planted squash in here like 3 times. I've planted squash in here like 3 times and I haven't gotten anything really popping up yet except these 3 in the back. Oh, I do see a sprout down there. So maybe I will get some squash. I wanted to heavily plant squash in here kind of as ground cover. So we'll see. The beans here are doing good, and same with the corn. The corn I don't care the most about. It's just what the kids wanted to plant, but I do want like pumpkins and things back there. Okay, this in-ground beds. Now you can really see my 4 spots of okra. That sweet potato back there is vining off. That poor cabbage is holding on for dear life. All right, here are my tomatillos. Now, they're green. They still have tons of blooms on it, but this one over here has like some blight issues going on. So I need to come in here and completely trim it off and maybe pick some of the fruit. I've had to kind of weave them in and out between these poles because they are just so heavy with fruit on them. I mean, if I come over here, I see this one. Look at this. Oh, it popped right off. See, these are some nice, good sized fruit. I picked a couple right before I started, so I've got some of those. So this is my last ground cherry hanging on. The other 2 have completely died. I don't know what's up with it, but I did start ground cherries over. A Cosmo. Now this bed, you'll notice a lot is missing. That is because my big old squash that I loved had squash bugs. Well, I had the big squash that I was rooting for had vine borers. So that came out. I just didn't even want to deal with it. I did plant a zucchini a little differently. I planted zucchini in a different spot, so I'm hoping that grows instead. And then I also did pull the green beans. They were just done. So I'm trying to decide what I'm going to plant here now. This squash, while it's growing, it looks like it has vine borer damage as well. So a vine borer damage is this kind of this. That's like classic. So it's like a grub that literally grows in the vine. It's disgusting. And I don't like dealing with them. So I have these green beans here, and they are all not doing good. We had some super hot days, so I don't know if that's what took them out or what. I think I'm gonna fertilize them again and see if that helps a little bit. These are my last green beans. Oh, I just walked into a spider web. These are my last purple green beans over there. This Roma is not doing as good either. It's pretty much done. So it's going to get pulled soon, but that's why I really like the San Marzano versus the Roma. I feel like the San Marzano is just doing so much better. So here's this other zucchini I planted. This is a true like green zucchini, like your very, very typical one. The ones I was growing over in the big grow bag was more of an heirloom style. So I don't really know which one is better to grow, but what I think I'm going to do too is just kind of keep planting zucchini in different spots in my garden to see where it grows better and what time frame it grows better. Since we have such a long growing season, I'm just trying to decide, you know, where's the best place to grow it. I want to grow it. I want zucchini. I love zucchini, and I can see a bunch of flowers coming in. So I have high hopes. Okay, so that's dead. I'll deal with it this week. This one has a little bit of life still in it, so I'm letting it go. I did pull all the green beans here as well. I'm letting just the marigolds have time. So this ground cherry has died, but the jalapenos are doing okay. That ground cherry has died, but the jalapeno's okay. But over there, the one that has a good ground cherry, the jalapenos aren't doing okay. So maybe jalapenos and ground cherries are not meant to be together. I'll make a mental note of that for next year. Here's a look at my little flower bed. These sunflowers are so close to opening. And what's fun is there are multiple on one stalk. Here is my huge Cosmo. It is up to my chest, still no blooms, but it does have these big offshoots down at the bottom. So I'm just letting it go. I'm gonna see how long it takes to get these blooms. Okay, here's my daylilies. My poor lemon balm, it is just taking a hint from the heat, but my chives are going well. Here are some flowers that all needs to be dead-headed. The chamomile could not hang with the heat over here. Geraniums, I just need to trim back, but whatever this is, I want to say it's a type of salvia. It is doing fantastic. It's really holding up with our heat. My mum, look at this pineapple. It just keeps growing. Here's my little blueberry. Can you see all the blue? Okay, our lime tree, the alyssa. It has seen some better days, but it's probably because it's so hot. Here's another blueberry, my mint. Can you see all the white fuzzy things? Those are all the mint flowers. Look at this feverfew. I cannot believe it. It is gorgeous. If I had more room, I'd plant more of this. It is gorgeous. They're like little tiny daisy looking things. Beautiful. My oregano, I did come through and pick a bunch of the blooms off that were just taking over places because it was so much. I need to come in here and really trim some of it back because in here you can see all the new little growth. So I need to trim off some of this big growth just to kind of keep it manageable. Here is rosemary. More thyme, more oregano. Here is my bee balm, and it's about to flower again. They have beautiful big red blooms. This bed here is not doing so good. The two tomatoes I have just did not like how much shade there was. The chamomile I have is still doing good. There is a bloom about to pop. The zinnias, of course, are doing fine. Look at that one. Isn't that beautiful? Zinnias, marigolds, oregano, thyme, this dill, and the sage are all doing good though. Can you see how many blueberries are here? It is nuts. But if we come over here, these tomatillos, these are my green ones. They are doing good. And look, Cosmo bloom, sunflower bloom, more blueberries, sunflower, cosmos. Something's digging in my bed. But gosh, tons of blueberries all over. Okay, so many blueberries. Okay, so this is okra I planted here that I didn't think it was going to do good, so I planted the stuff in the back. Now this is finally taking off, so we'll see what okra does better. Here's the sunflower. There's the sunflower. Look how big that one is. Look at these cosmos. My little tomato's doing good. So all of it. So up here, I planted okra here, here. See, that's how it looked forever. And then here as well. And so they're kind of doing okay. More blueberries. I got to come out here and pick once we're done with this little tour because we have so many blueberries. I got to do it before the heat. Another tomatillo. And look, more blueberries, you guys. I mean, look at this cluster as it turns. That's a lot. It's a lot. All right, my last little bed is this bee balm, and all the seeds, petals have almost come off the blooms. They are gorgeous. Grow bee balm. The flowers are amazing. This thyme down here, it's doing good. This lettuce is finally going to seed, so I am excited about that. Here is some more cosmos blooming. My vinca, I don't remember what it is. There's like a vinca minor, major. It is growing. And oh yeah, my loofah here is growing. The only thing taking a hit over here is my parsley. It just doesn't really like the heat. That's why I have it on this side of the tree so it doesn't get as much sun. I do need to come plant my other echinacea here. I just haven't. Life has been so crazy. So I'm gonna go get to that this week. Before I forget, I'm gonna share these too. So ground cherry, jalapeno. None of these came up. It just blows my mind. This is all the calendula I have right now. I have no idea why. Stuff's just not growing for me, but it's okay. So there's a look at the garden this week. Big changes, some sad changes, but lots of changes in general. It's now getting to be hot, and I gotta go pick all those blueberries before the birds get them. It's the daily thing right now. In about 3-4 weeks, blueberries will be completely done. So I gotta get the blueberries while the blueberries are there. And then I'm gonna start deciding what I'm gonna do with all of these blueberries. I know I haven't shared so much in videos because I've been so busy canning. And I know some people who can make videos and can at the same time, but you guys, let me tell you, that is so hard. So hard. I'm dealing with the kids, the dogs, all of life while canning, and then trying to video at the same time. Oh my gosh. But I do try to take little snippets, and I am making them into like little Instagram reels, and if I remember, I post them on TikTok. I don't really know how to use TikTok, so I don't really, but I've figured out how to upload them here as shorts, so I just need to remember to upload them. And so you'll see those here soon, and it kind of gives you a little tidbit of some canning if you would like that too. So have a good one, friends, and I will talk to you later.